as we look towards the 2024 election, I believe that there are 5 events that could possibly take place that would really turn our country, if not the world, into a worl situation. A situation where we're not normal anymore. We're kind of having to care for ourselves and everything is erupting into chaos. Lots of death, famine, disease, that sort of thing. So what are these 5 events that I believe are the most realistic between now and the 2024 election? Number 1, World War III. This is one that is the most realistic. If we're in a World War III situation, it is not going to be like World War II. It is not going to be the situation where we send people over there. It's going to be here as well. And it's going to change everything. It's going to completely destroy and massively disrupt supply chains. It's going to massively disrupt the food supply chain. It's going to massively disrupt the medical supply chain. We will be in a situation that we have never, ever seen in our lifetime if we just simply step into a World War III. Number 2, domestic political strife that leads to civil war. You know, this is something that people have been talking about for the last couple years. Now, I think World War III is way more realistic than the Civil War, because also what World War III would do is it would unite Americans. And then we'd do away with Civil War ideas. But the Civil War is something that is brought up quite a bit. And what I believe we may see between now and 2024 is small little bursts of disruptions because of that, especially as we get into October, November of 2024, and the days following the election, depending on what the outcome is. I think we're going to see a lot of chaos in the streets at the very least. Number 3, major political shift in power, primarily because of the age of the president. You know, this is something that people have been talking about for quite some time, that we have a president who's very old. And in the event there's a shift in political power because of that, it's going to cause a lot of chaos. Because in a normal situation, the vice president would be the president and we kind of move on, but that's not going to happen this time. If anything happens to the president, we're going to see other players step up and start taking on roles that they were not elected for. And ultimately, that will lead to a lot of chaos. And back to number 2, that Civil War thing. Number 4, a nuclear attack from Russia. Now, this can come without a World War III. This is something that could happen today or tomorrow or in the weeks to come. Simply because we are providing most of the ammo and the weaponry in this effort against Russia. And Russia isn't taking too kindly to it. And the best way to shut it down is to shut whoever's providing the weapons down. And Russia has made many threats of the sorts for that reason. And I think we should take those threats seriously. Finally, number 5, pandemic. I mean, there's already rumors of new variants going around and, is another lockdown coming? You start doing that, it's going to cause chaos. Nobody is falling for that again. And it'll clearly be an effort for election fraud. Is what the only reason for a pandemic election year is for the same reason there was a pandemic last election year. So there you go. There's what I believe to be the top 5 most likely worl events between now and the 2024 election. I know there's a lot of them out there, but I believe these are the 5 most realistic ones. I hope we don't see any of them. I think the likelihood of seeing none of them is relatively high, but it's still there. And I think these are by far the 5 most likely. So I do want to add that most people that watch this channel do not subscribe to this channel. Please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. It greatly increases our ability to fight this algorithm that is definitely against us and get our messages heard. That link is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, and never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.